everybody. It's Corey. Thanks for joining me. Hot off the press, I have the new report from the National Association of Realtors detailing how the real estate market did for the entire country for the year 2022. And no, we're not going to go through this report. However, I am going to highlight the regions of the country so that you guys have a context to see how well or not North Idaho is doing compared to the rest of the country for the year 2022. And after that, we're going to look at the weekly stats for North Idaho here and continue to track the market. Before we get into it, please rack that subscribe button so you can get this content every week. Well, let's get into it. All right, real quick, some key highlights from the report. It says here, existing home sales faded for the 11th straight month to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.02 million sales. Sales waned 1.5% from November and 34% from 1 year ago. Sales are down 34%. And the median existing home sales price climbed 2.3% for the nation from a previous year to $366,900. All right, so the report breaks down the country into 4 regions. You have the Midwest right here, the Northeast, the South, and the West. We're going to look at the Midwest first. Median price for the Midwest was $262,000. Year over year, their prices went up 2.9%. As far as equity gain, year over year, their sales are down. They have 30.3% less sales than they did the year before. This is the most affordable housing in the country at $262,000 for a median priced home. Over to the Northeast, we have the median price ending the year at $391,400. Year over year, their equity increased 1.6%. Year over year, their sales are down 28.8%, with 28.8% fewer people buying homes. All right, down here into the South, this is the hottest market in the country. It tends to draw the people from the Northeast and from the West as far as relocation, mostly Florida, the Carolinas, and Texas. A lot of people are skipping over North Idaho now because of the affordability. We've had quite a few clients the last year, even 2 years, that wanted to live in North Idaho but just simply couldn't afford a home here and have ended up going to the South, Tennessee, Carolinas, Florida, and Texas. All right, let's look at their prices. The median price ended the year at $337,900. Year over year, their equity increased 3.5%. A lot of real estate activity down there. And their year over year sales, they are down 33.1%, fewer sales compared to last year. And then over here in the West, the median price ended at $557,900 with a year over year price, basically a nothing burger, 0.01%. That I guess you could classify as growth. It basically finished flat. So the West basically did not increase equity year over year. Sales down 43.4% for the year, with 43.4% fewer people buying homes in the West. How did North Idaho fare compared to the rest of the country? Right here, you can see our price ended at $515,000 for the year. Year over year, our equity increased 2% for the year, and we have 48.4% fewer sales going on in the North Idaho region. So you can see, as a whole, the country, everyone is down as far as sales go. Everyone this year could technically claim that they had increase in price growth. And Idaho, particularly North Idaho, has suffered fewer sales compared to the rest of the country. Fewer people are moving here like we talked about. A lot of people skipping over our market now for affordability. They're going to the South. And you can see how North Idaho is doing compared to the rest of the country. All right, let's jump into the mortgage rates. Last week, Freddie Mac reported that the mortgage rate for the 30-year fixed finished at 6.15. That is down 0.18% from the week before. It is up 2.59% from the year before. Remember, last year started at 3.55%, and we are currently at 6.15. The 5-year average, you can see how things are flowing here, and you can see right here for the last couple months, we've actually seen mortgage rates go down. All right, let's jump into the weekly totals. Last week, we had 98 new listings. We had a total home inventory of 1,170. Pending sales were 78 for the week, and closed sales were 17. I'm going to come back to this number in a minute. The median price was 500,000 for the week. All right, here's your week prior numbers. You can compare these numbers by pausing the video and take a look at those. What I want to do is compare last week's numbers with the same week a year ago. And you can see here, last year, same week, we had 80 listings. We have 22% more new homes hitting the market than last year, with 98 over here. We have 131% more homes for sale than last year. Last year, record low, 506 homes total to go look at if you came that week last year to look at homes. This week we have 1,170, which is still a very low inventory, but we're up 131% over last year. And as far as pending sales, there were 83 last year. Well, this year we had 78 pending sales for the week. So sales, buyer activity is pretty much the same as it was last year, down maybe 6% compared to last year. And closed sales, we are down 81% closed sales compared to last year. Last year they had 88 closed sales for the week, and last week we had 17. Now I want to point out why this is. So remember, closed sales are a lagging indicator. These were pending sales 30 days ago. So what happened 30 days ago here in North Idaho? Well, it was the week before Christmas and into Christmas. And if you remember, that was the week that the airlines were shut down due to travel problems. It was also the week here we had record-breaking snow. So there was nobody moving the week before Christmas here and into Christmas. And as a result, there were very few pending sales, and that's why you see 17 closed sales 30 days later. There were no people on the ground showing homes, looking for homes, nobody buying homes because of the weather. And it just goes to show you how weather can impact a real estate market. And we tend to have moments like that in North Idaho, and this most certainly was a record-breaking one, and it reflects in the numbers. So that's why you see closed sales are down 81% over last year. You kind of have to take things for a grain of salt. Now the median price, we are up 11% this week. Median closed prices were 500,000. Same week last year was 591. So prices are up compared to the same week last year. All right, moving on to the next slide. You can see here, this is the breakdown of purchase methods for last week's sales. Remember, we had 17 sales. And the types of loans, there were 10 conventional. Remember, those are usually 20% down or more. 4 of the 17 were cash, so that's 24% of the market that week were cash buyers. There was 1 FHA and 1 VA loan. These are, again, the government loans with low downs. And the other, this was actually a seller finance property. We haven't seen those in a while. So 17 total sales, and you can see the breakdown here. All right, that's it, you guys. Short and sweet. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of understanding how the North Idaho market is not only doing compared to the rest of the country, but also as we track the numbers week to week, you can have an understanding of where the market's going. We'll have more stats and information for you next week. To make sure you don't miss it, go ahead and rack that subscribe button. Thanks for following, guys, and until next week, take care.